America had the L-2 Grasshopper, Germany the Fleischler Storch, but England had one of the biggest and meanest of them all, the Westland Lysander, an observation aircraft that was also part attack plane, now reproduced as an all-wood 74-inch span ARF, suitable for both glow and electric power plants. So let's see how this rarely modeled aircraft flies. Ah, the flying field, where planes fly and helicopters think they own the runway. So, with the Lysander assembled and the 6-cell battery installed, it was on to a quick control check as a final step before taking flight. No more excuses. Time to commit flight.
Alright, the Lysander.
The Lysander taxied very well, and the ground handling felt solid even in a slight crosswind.
Alright, control check, good. Bring it back in the wind side. Try to avoid the puddle.
My first takeoff was a bit ungraceful as I dodged puddles while being a bit overzealous on the rudder.
Puddles!
Regardless, she was up quickly and maintained a spirited climb out.
Up elevator trim.
Once up, I spent a couple of laps setting the trims, which was mostly just tuning the elevator.
How's the ailerons feel? Let's see. Pretty good.
My immediate thought was how classy the Lysander looks in the air. Oh, what a beauty. Next was to see the stall characteristics of those narrow tapered wings.
Alright, power off. Feeding some up elevator. More up, more up. Oh, very nice, very nice. A little bit of a right wing drop, but very good.
Then I had the wise idea to try a touch and go. That's when I learned that I needed a little more throttle on approach.
Ooh, a little bouncy.
Oops. That is a face of hurt pride. No matter, time for another go at it. The Rimfire 55 with the 1410 prop supplied more than adequate power for steep climb outs. Then I tried my first roll, which despite being on high rates, still felt pretty mild and not quite at a constant speed. Trying again at a faster speed gave better results.
Let's try a loop.
Loops, however, are constant and graceful. It looks so good, I just had to do several in a row.
And a loop. To a stall turn.
Stall turns are equally graceful. My first attempts at inverted flying was a bit too slow and it tip-stalled on me. I suspect there was a mild amount of washout in the wings.
Didn't like that.
Trying again at a higher speed yielded better results with no tip-stalling. So the Lysander flies inverted well enough, but I didn't feel comfortable doing so unless I kept the speed up. So definitely make your first attempt several mistakes high.
I'm going to do a slow flyby.
Of course, the real Lysander is an observation plane, so I'm not surprised it doesn't fly like a 3D one. but what it does is great flybys. Both slow and fairly fast. Oh, and it snap rolls like it wants to shed its wings.
Whoa!
Snaps gyrate like mad. I was half expecting the wings to fly off. Coming in for another landing, I remembered to keep in a bit of power, which gave me a much better glide path.
Landing's nice. Likes a little bit of power to up elevator.
Though it still bounced a bit.
A little bit bouncy.
No matter, it was a good finale to a nice flying plane.
It is always a joy to see unusual scale models, especially ones that saw distinctive service but are not well known. Not sleek like a P-51 or menacing like an ME-109, the Lysander is, in its own way, an aggressive yet mildly distinctive warbird. It's not often we get to see such a rare subject model with this much charm. The Phoenix Lysander does take a bit more time to assemble than a typical ARF, but the results are marvelous. This guy is a real eye-catcher to feel and is easy to fly. Flying it inverted, a foot off the ground, is not something you would likely like to do with it, but as a semi-scale model with basic aerobatics, it does just fine. I'd consider it a low-stress, relaxing scale warbird. I did have a great time flying it and just enjoying graceful flybys and touch and goes. Also, that big dummy radio is just asking for super detailing and is something I definitely plan to do in the future.
Can you do another loop?